Hi and welcome back to The Marketplacer, a channel about how to launch and grow a marketplace. I'm Igor and I will tell you everything about marketplaces. In a previous video we talked about 5 main reasons why marketplaces and startups fail. In this video we will talk about how to identify your early adopters, how to find them, and which marketing channels to use to bring them to your MVP. When you start a marketplace, you cannot sell to everyone from the beginning. We covered this topic previously. It will be very expensive, because in this way you will target different audiences with different requests and using different marketing channels, which will be very expensive. Besides, it will be very hard to scale because all those people are so different, and when you will try to extend any of those audiences, it will take a lot of time to understand how to do this. To start testing your idea, you need to define your early adopters. Early adopters are people who already have the problem you're going to solve, and they even try to solve it in different ways. You need to define them, find them, and show how your solution is better than anything existing on the market. The meaning of early adopters is very narrow. This is a group of people that is easy to identify and to pitch your product or solution, because they will understand that this potentially can solve the problems they are trying to solve in different ways. To get more understanding on who are your early adopters, you need to create a user persona. User persona means that you describe the person that is your early adopter in a lot of details. The more details you can cover on this persona profile, the better understanding you will have how to find those people and what to offer to them. Let's talk about, for example, a marketplace for barbers that we want to launch. In the most cases, this marketplace should target people who do not have their favorite barber yet. Who are those people who do not have their favorite barber in a particular city? Either people who have just been relocated to a city, so they are quite new, or those are tourists who are going to spend a long time in this city and they probably will need a haircut. Your solution is supposed to help to both of these audiences find a barber they will like. However, both those groups are different and they have their own specifics, so you should define which of them will be your early adopters to start with. If you decide to move forward with people who are relocated, probably they have just got a new job in the city and this is the main reason why they decided to move in, which means that we can think of some specific characteristics of these people. For example, they probably looked for a moving company to help them to take all their stuff to a city, or they booked one-way tickets because they probably do not know when they will get back, or they even do not plan to get back. They definitely look for a long-term apartment in this city. Talking about another audience, tourists who are going to have a long stay in a city, they probably read some bloggers who tell about useful stuff in this city. They also bought a ticket or maybe even 2 tickets, but with some significant difference in time between them, let's say half of a year or something like that. Thinking of those people, you can understand the triggers that will help you find them online or maybe offline if it works better for the audience you want to focus on. The main idea is to create a detailed user persona that definitely will help you to move forward. Otherwise, you will target wrong people, spending much more time and money than you could potentially spend. When your user persona is ready, you can define which channels will help you to reach out to those people, to pitch them your solution and to bring them to your MVP. This can be an understanding of specific requests those people address to search engines, or specific websites they visit, bloggers they follow, or other kinds of requests they have in this period. Think of how you can identify them. While I was editing this video, I got a really amazing deal for you. In December there will be the Marketplace Conference, an annual event. This time it will be online. This event gathers a lot of marketplacers that share their knowledge and takeaways, and I have a promo code for you that gives 10% discount. Enjoy! And now let's talk about traffic channels. You can decide from 1 to 3 channels that most likely will bring your early adopters to your MVP. There is no magic pill, you will have to test a lot. Very often those channels you think will bring audience to you, they don't really bring unexpected results. Sometimes a channel can generate a lot of traffic, but this is not relevant audience, which means that conversions are very poor. On the other hand, traffic channel can generate not so much traffic, but the conversions are very high because it brings you exactly the users who have the problem and like your solution. When you define the channels you are going to move with, it's important to understand how you will measure their effectiveness. In the most cases, when we start a marketplace or a startup, we use quite expensive channels because we just need to get a quick feedback from the market to understand whether our idea and product are viable. But this is not a long-term strategy. You need to measure how much traffic each channel generates, what the cost per user is, which means that a person is supposed not only to visit your website but also to register on it. What are the costs of user acquisition and customer acquisition, because those are completely different people, and ideally from 10 users you will have 1 customer. Important here is also to understand if you are earning money from the first transaction from each customer, or you need them to make second or third transaction. You need to measure how much money you paid for this customer and how much money this customer brought to you. If you use expensive traffic channels, your customer acquisition cost will be higher than value you get from a transaction from this customer, which means that you either have to change your traffic channels to make sure that you use something less expensive and reduce your customer acquisition cost, or you can work on your conversions to increase them to make user experience better, which means that more visitors who visit your website will become users and more users will become customers. This means that your customer acquisition cost will be lower. At the end of the day, you also have work on lifetime value of every user on your marketplace. You need to make sure that every user sticks to your marketplace for a very, very long time. When you increase LTV, it helps you to earn more money, even having expensive customer acquisition costs. However, there is still a need to try different traffic channels and different approaches to make sure that you spend less and less money on customer acquisition. Talking about marketing channels, those can be social media. For example, for travel industry, Instagram works very well because it inspires people to travel to different places. It can be Facebook, it can be Twitter, TikTok, or you can go with Google AdWords. Sometimes even organizing an offline event works well for a marketplace where you bring your audience together and it helps to boost networking effect. Let's resume. To start a marketplace, you need to define your early adopters. To identify your early adopters, you should create user persona as detailed as possible. It will help you to identify those people you want to bring to your MVP, and also will help to understand which traffic channels are potentially the best to bring you this audience. And don't forget about metrics. Start measuring from the early steps, not measuring from the beginning. This is one of the most popular mistakes marketplacers talk about. If you like the content, click like button under this video. Subscribe to my channel to be up to date with all the new videos I'm going to publish. Let's discuss how to launch your marketplace or the challenges you have on your marketplace. Fill the form on my website and you also can schedule a meeting with me. Alright, thanks for watching this video. See you in the next episode.